Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Yes. Who all are there? Hey, Floyd, Ankit, Shriyesh, Akhil. Excited for the session? Ankit, हाँ आज सब 12 10 12 में चले जाएंगे. That's right. All right. Trigonometry. How many of you have forgotten everything in trigonometry? And how many of you have never done it at all in your life? Never done before, Sanchit. Oh, never done before. Aditya, not done. साइन स्क्वायर प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर इक्वल टू 1 याद है बस उतना ही चाहिए बस कुछ और चाहिए नहीं हमें तो that'll be all. Yeah. Hmm. Everything except PBH and values. हाँ ठीक है बस इतना ही चाहिए कुछ और नहीं चाहिए. All right. So here I am. Hey everyone. Um, Good evening, everyone. I just start. As you can see me, hear me clearly, and also you can hear my screen. You can see my screen, right? Trigonometry complete crash course. So we'll be doing everything in trigonometry that is relevant to Z exam. Because trigonometry is vast. I can go on talking for trigonometry for I think a month. Still, it won't be finished. So we'll do something which is highly relevant with Z, to Z, and nothing else. Okay. So just to keep things simple, let's do it one by one. Yeah, sure, exactly. It is fascinating. Oh, thanks. Jacket. Okay. So here we start. For that, I'll just open this my whiteboard to show you certain things in trigonometry. So first of all, what exactly happened? Once upon a time, before Christ, there lived a famous mathematician, Pythagoras. Not just a mathematician, he was a proper philosopher. He was a cult leader, in fact. So what he said that if you give me, infinite right angle triangles, I can create the entire universe. I was like, oh, really? Is that so? So I won't go much into detail of that, of the philosophy. But what he essentially meant that if you have a right angle triangle like this, okay, where there's 90, obviously, okay, and here let's say this is theta. Theta is a placeholder representation of all angles. Cool. So everything is vertical. Like a right angle will be having a vertical line and a horizontal line. Vertical would call it perpendicular, and base to be the horizontal part of it, and then hypotenuse. Okay. I won't go to Pythagoras theorem proof because we don't have much time for it. We'll do that in the CAT 26 batch. But what he said that if you add the squares of perpendicular and base, it's equal to the square of hypotenuse. All right. Is my screen visible to everyone? I hope it is. That's what he said. That's what he said. This time it was he, not she. Okay, so p squared plus b squared is equal to h squared. Okay, cool. Now I'll tell you one thing. What I will use today, which might be kind of new for you guys, but I will use. I'll tell you, and that becomes very easy for us to remember. You know. So what I will call perpendicular, I'll call it opposite. Now you will say why opposite? So I'll call it opposite because they'll be opposite to the angle in consideration, that is theta. All right. So now we won't be ever confused. We won't be ever confused. Theta के opposite कौन सा है? Opposite है वो बस खत्म. Okay. So the limb or the leg opposite to the angle in consideration, we'll call that opposite, which in this case is perpendicular. All right. And I might call this as adjacent. Getting it? Adjacent is base, right? depth in simple, obviously, I'm going from this base. Nothing can be more basic than this. I just thought from the point of view of Pythagoras. Okay, and h will be hypotenuse. All right. So PBH, I can also use as OAH. Is that clear, everyone? So this will not make us confused ever that what is perpendicular, what is base. जो भी एंगल हमारे सामने है उसके सामने वाले को अपोजिट बोलते हैं. ये तो सिंपल इंग्लिश वर्ड है. No need to state the obvious. And adjacent is adjacent to it. Okay, cool. Then the hypotenuse. So obviously, one thing needless to say that hypotenuse is greater than perpendicular as well as base. Now, why I say that perpendicular and base are not that important and opposite and adjacent are, I'll tell you why. See, normally we call things which are vertical to be perpendicular and horizontal to be base, but P and B can be interchanged. If they're interchangeable, right? If the same triangle, I just rotate it like this. So what happens? B comes here, P goes here, and H remains the same. So essentially, whatever is perpendicular can be base for another angle. Which angle will that be? Now try to understand. Tell me something. What will be this angle? This guy is 90. This is theta already. Okay. This must be 90 minus theta. Am I right? Because sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180. We know that, right? Moment I moved the triangle like this, what essentially happened? 90 minus theta came over here and theta went over there. Do you understand that? So it's better to call opposite and adjacent so that we don't get confused. Is that clear? Yes or no? And if that's clear, throw some likes. There's new thing, new perspective to look at for most of you, not everyone. Yeah, got it. So 90 minus theta. Okay, we are cool about that. Now, if we are cool about that, then what he did, what Pythagoras did, he was like, okay, let's study the ratios. There must be ratios, right? There must be ratios. Ratios, so if we have three things, P, B, and H, how many ratios can I form? How many ratios can I form? Uh, to make it cool, I will call 3p2. You'll say 3p2, permutations यहाँ भी आ गया. 3p2 is essentially 6, right? All of us know that. This is 6. 3p2. Because out of three things Akhil, that's a convention. For if there are three things and we need to select any two and then arrange them as well. So basically, if I have, let's say, these three things as P, B, H, I would also interchangeably call perpendicular as opposite in some cases, right? So don't get confused about that. Now, PBH, so what can I make? I can make a ratio of P by B. I can make a ratio of P by H, right? With B, I can make a ratio of B by H. Now, the reverse is also possibility. Reverse is also possibility. So 3C2 is like three ratios. If I reverse it, I'll get six ratios overall. I hope that is clear to all of you. Isn't it? Is that clear? No problem in that? Yeah, cool. Okay. Now all these ratios will be termed something. I'll will give it a name. So what happens? First is sine theta, which is the perpendicular upon hypotenuse. We can also call it the opposite upon hypotenuse. Do you understand that? Why opposite? Because theta के opposite जो होगा वही perpendicular होगा. That is something which we understand really well. Yes or no? No need to burn your head in that. Okay. All right. What else? Where is? I want to open this in my other screen, and I'm not able to do that. Okay, now I can do that. All right. So all of us understand that part really well. What else? If I take base upon hypotenuse, okay, that is adjacent upon hypotenuse, that will be known as the cos theta. In fact, sine and cos are the what do you call acronyms? They're essentially SINE and cosine. It's cosine actually. We call it cos. Let it be cos now. So these two ratios are the most fundamental ratios. I will tell you what. The most fundamental ratios because in these both these ratios Hypotenuse is in the denominator. Now, let us give it a perspective. All of us know one thing for sure, that hypotenuse is greater than perpendicular as well as base. We know that, right? And if we know that, can I say that these two will be proper fractions? Tell me, yes or no? Guys, P and B both are less than H. H. So basically, P by H and B by H both are proper fractions. They will be less than 1. Is that right? Is that right? They can at most be equal to 1. They can at most be equal to 1, which is a kind of very impractical case to look at, because in that case perpendicular and hypotenuse become equal. Oh, can that be equal? It can be equal for a triangle whose hypotenuse is trying to overlap the perpendicular, essentially a straight line. Clear? So that's a straight line. Practically speaking, you won't find um, yeah, that P and H are equal. If P and H are equal, then basically P and H both overlap with each other, right? So at max they can be 0, they can be 1, and least possible. So this is when you look at a triangle which has got a practical existence. Uh, uh, but you know what? Triangles are vector quantities. Now I should not use this term vector for cat, but basically what I mean, the triangle have got a direction sense. That means it can also be -1. -1 भी हो सकता है. So if I draw a graph of sine and cos, you'll realize that it can be -1 +1. So I can say clearly -1 is less than equal to sine theta is less than equal to 1. And same thing happened for cos as well. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Is that clear? All of you? इतना बेसिक मैंने बता दिया. मेरा मैं इतना बेसिक कर देता हूँ कि लोगों को बेसिक ही एडवांस लगने लगता है, क्योंकि वो बेसिक उन्होंने सुना नहीं होता. दिस इज द बेसिक थिंग, डोंट हैव टू क्रैम इट अप. रटना नहीं है कि ये 1 और -1. इसको मैंने बहुत ही सिंप्लीफाइड तरीके से प्रैक्टिकली बता दिया है कि ऐसा क्यों होता है. समझ में आ गया? तुमने शायद सुना ही ना हो पहले कभी कि P by H एंड B by H प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन है. ओके, नाउ यू नो. वेल, so having said that, so these two are the most essential ratios, sine and cos, where h is in the denominator, hence it is a proper fraction at max 1. Now, the other is when you divide perpendicular with base, which is nothing but if I divide sine theta by cos theta, I'll get this, right? Because h is common to both, h will get cancelled out, p by b is what I get. This will be known as tangent, simply said tan theta, perpendicular upon the base. In coordinate geometry, it's also known as slope of a straight line. We'll discuss that tomorrow because tomorrow we have a class of coordinate geometry, guys. I think you are excited for that as well. So now, why I chose to do trigonometry before geometry, you might be surprised. This is the reason, because this will form the basics and fundamentals of many complex calculations in geometry. And tomorrow, when we'll be doing the coordinate geometry, you'll be able to realize that okay, slope is tan theta, sine theta upon cos theta, and as I told you already, perpendicular is the vertical, base is the hypotenuse. What is slope, by the way? Slope is the rate of change in vertical distance with respect to the horizontal distance by a moving point, covered by a moving point. Is that clear? That is what slope is. ढलान, उतार, चढ़ाव, कि कोई भी पॉइंट अगर चल रहा है तो उसने वर्टिकल डिस्टेंस कितना ट्रेवल किया है with respect to horizontal distance. That means perpendicular upon the base, which we'll discuss in tomorrow. So everything makes a proper circle, which is not vicious in this case. It's a proper mathematical circle, which gives us enough perspective into different branches of mathematics. Okay, now we have p by tan theta. So what I told you that this is these two sine and cos are the most important ratios. And now coming to this tan theta. अब मुझे बताओ एक बात. Now we know one thing for sure, that perpendicular is less than hypotenuse, base is less than hypotenuse. But what perpendicular and base? Can I say P is less than P or P is greater than B? We are not really sure. P can be less than B, P can be greater than B, it can be both, right? It can be both. Both cases are possible. If both cases are possible, then tan theta can be a proper fraction as well as an improper fraction. In fact, not just that. There's also a possibility that tan theta, a maximum value, would tend towards infinity. So I can say tan theta is less than or equal to infinity, and less than and greater than equal to minus infinity. Is that clear? This will be the case when we take tan 90, which is not practical in a physical world, क्योंकि परपेंडिकुलर और हाइपोटेन्यूज एक के ऊपर एक ओवरलैप नहीं करेंगे तो ट्रायंगल बनेगा नहीं। लेकिन हम मान लेते हैं कि ठीक है, अगर कर गए तो क्या होगा? इज दैट क्लियर एनीवन? सो tan theta can be anything. It can have any value. 1 लाख, 2 लाख, 5 लाख, 10,000. It can be anything. Is that clear? I hope it is clear, everyone. Yes. Cool. Good to go. All right. Now let's go ahead. So now we are done with three basic ratios, that is sin, cos and tan. इनका उल्टा भी कुछ होता है, उस पर बात करेंगे थोड़ी देर में. They're not very important. So I don't think I should be even going over there. They're not very important. Sin का उल्टा cosec है, cos का उल्टा sec है, tan का उल्टा cot है. थोड़ा importance है, I will tell you. But let us try to understand these three, and that will be the basic of entire trigonometry. Okay, now everybody, look at this. अंकित बता दिया अभी कैसा क्यों? अभी तो प्रूव किया पूरा का पूरा. हे विधान, क्योंकि प्रॉपर फ्रैक्शन है, साइन एंड कॉज, tan can be proper and improper, both are possible. All of you got that? If you got that, just hit a like, guys. Now coming to next one. Ha. So I have deep love for Pythagoras. Seriously, I somehow feel that if Pythagoras was a Hindu, he would have been called the 10th avatar of Vishnu. Seriously, that's what I believe. I somehow feel that's a bold statement, but then yeah, that's what I feel. So when you said p square plus b square is equal to h square, then there are three cases possible. One is divide this entire thing by h square. Divide by h square everywhere. So what do you get? P square by h square plus b square by h square. Everything is simple, right? So I'm taking it from basics, but I won't be spending a lot of time because we need to solve a lot of questions. So p by h is what? That was sine theta. Oh, great. So sine square theta plus cos square theta comes out to be 1. Wow, this happens to be our first trigonometric identity. Is that clear? This happens to be our first trigonometric identity. All right. Now what? If I divide this whole thing by, let's say I divide by p square. So p square by p square becomes 1. B square by p square. B by p is the reverse of tan. B by p. That is cot. So cot square theta is equal to h by p. That is cosec square theta. So to tell you what, okay, लिख देता हूँ यहाँ पे मैं. See, 1 by sine is cosec. I hope you are making the notes. 1 by cos is sec. And 1 by tan is basically cot. All right. Clear? Shriyesh. ये बात समझ में आ गई है सबको? So 1 plus cot square theta, this is the second identity. And coming to the third one, the third identity is, I hope can guess it right away. And yeah, you guessed it right. We'll divide this whole thing by b square. These are the only three things we can do, right? So what do I get? P by b is tan square theta. B square by b square is 1. H by b is how much? Is sec square theta. So we have got the famous three trigonometric identities which are going to help us. तो यही अंकित को याद था शायद, है ना? साइन स्क्वायर किसी और को, किसको याद था? श्रेयश को कुछ बोल रहा था कोई. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So we are done with this. Is that clear, everyone? All of you got it? समझ में आ गया? कुछ बोलो, हाँ ना, कुछ बोलो, लाइक वाइक करो यार, कुछ ऐसे कैसे बैठे हुए हो सारे के सारे. All right. So we have by now what all things we have done. We understood the Pythagoras theorem. We understood what it means to be the ratios of a right angle triangle. Okay, what is adjacent, theta, how does it behave, and all that stuff we have understood. Okay, now let us go back to what we were doing here. So the first triangle that you saw, which I made, look at this triangle. What did I say? I said थीटा के ऑपोजिट है परपेंडिकुलर. ओके. और जब मैंने इसे उल्टा किया 90 माइनस थीटा हो गया. नाउ टेल मी समथिंग गाइस. ऑल ऑफ यू टेल मी. यहाँ के एक बात बताओ मेरे को. साइन थीटा अभी हम लोगों ने स्टैब्लिश किया दैट इज इक्वल टू परपेंडिकुलर अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. ओके कूल. दैट्स परफेक्ट. दैट्स परफेक्ट. हमने अभी स्टैब्लिश किया कि cos थीटा इज इक्वल टू बेस अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. दैट्स आल्सो परफेक्ट. And this we have derived, we have, kind of drawn a parallel to the first triangle. What if I look at the second triangle? What exactly is happening? अब यहाँ पे if I take sine of 90 minus theta, do you understand that? This one, this angle 90 minus theta, इसके opposite we have b upon h. Wow, what just happened? Did you realize something? And similarly ये exactly हो क्या गया यार. यार साइन 90 माइनस थीटा बी बाई एच है, और बी बाई एच यहाँ से मालूम पड़ रहा है कि कॉस थीटा के बराबर है. सो कैन आई से दैट कॉस थीटा इज इक्वल टू साइन ऑफ 90 माइनस थीटा. कैन आई से दैट? इज दैट अ पॉसिबिलिटी? पॉसिबिलिटी है, फैक्ट बन गया ये तो, इजंट इट? सी, इस बात को लोग रट्टा मारते थे, रटने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. कितना सिंपल है. ट्राइंगल ऐसे था, सीधा था, उसको लिटा दिया मैंने. जैसे लिटा दिया ये थ्योरम प्रूव हो गया. We don't have to kind of prove it. That's a visual proof that we have in our minds. All right. एक खड़े ट्रायंगल को तुम्हें लिटाना है, जैसे तुम कर दोगे सामने दिखाई दे जाएगा. यस और नो? आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज अ कंफ्यूजन एनी मोर. या तो मैं कह सकता हूं एक बात बहुत आसानी से कि, सुनना बात में ध्यान से. मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि अगर किसी केस में लेट्स से इफ समवन टेल्स मी हे साइन अल्फा is equal to cos beta. If someone tells me that sin alpha is equal to cos beta, can I say that alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degree? Can I say that? Yes or no? Yes, I can say that. मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर कोई दो एंगल्स हैं जिनमें एक एंगल का साइन और दूसरे कॉस बराबर हैं, तो दोनों एंगल्स कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री ही रहे होंगे. श्रेयस स्कूल में पता नहीं यार क्यों नहीं बताते, मुझे भी नहीं बताया गया था. ये सब मैंने खुद ही सोच सोच के बनाया है कि चलो मैं लोगों के लिए सिंपल कर दूं. Is that clear? I can say that, right? That if sine alpha is equal to cos beta, if we have two angles given, it says that one angle ka sine, other ka cos is equal. That means that those angles are complementary. Nothing else, right? We can safely assume that. We can say, assume that. We can safely say that. Okay. Now, the next most important thing that we need to know is certain values, which will be very, 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 very helpful. So we have, let's say, the angles of, I'll make a table, theta. All right, this is theta. And let's say here we have the t ratios. T means trigonometric ratios. I'll make a table here. All right. See what's going to happen. 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. These five are important. Prajwal? Oh. That's a great thing that you got nostalgic. Hmm? Okay. So what do we need? We need sine. And that's all we need. We don't need cos, tan, and all that stuff. You know why? I'll tell you why. See, sine theta. Now at sine 0, this is equal to 0. Sine 30. Just a moment. I'll change the ink color. Okay. Sine 0 is 0. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. And sine 90 is 1. By the way, sine 0 and sine 90 are obvious. That is obvious. साइन जीरो मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि what is sine? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. How can it be zero? It can be zero when perpendicular becomes zero. When perpendicular becomes zero, so only base is left in the triangle. That's not even a triangle, right? It doesn't have a physical existence. That becomes two-dimensional. टू डायमेंशनल तो वैसे भी है वो, वन डायमेंशनल, राइट? So so sine zero would not have a physical existence, but then theoretically sine zero will be zero, isn't it? Because if the angle is zero, now do you understand that? See, if this is a triangle, this guy is theta, this becomes zero, what happens? This hypotenuse goes and overlap with the base. Now this is what is left. Perpendicular is gayab. Perpendicular becomes zero, right? Which is a theoretical possibility, right? The same happens with in the case of tan theta. Okay, now we understood this. Once you have understood that, rest all of the t ratios are very simple. I'll tell you why. Because right, just a moment back, a few moments earlier, we established a relation. What relation? Here is the relation. See, everything is so much connected. Where is that? पता नहीं कहाँ चला गया. Anyways, so we just established a relation that if the value of sine and cos is equal, then those two angles will be complementary. The sum will be 90 degrees. So can I say whatever is the value of sine 0 should be the value of cos 90? Yes. Similarly, whatever is the value of sine 30 must be the value of cos 60. Yes. Whatever is the value of sine 45 must be the value of cos 45 as well. That is 1 by root 2, which makes sense that cos 45 का मतलब क्या हुआ? If there is a right angle triangle, this 45, guys, this will also be 45, which means it is an isosceles right angle triangle. So perpendicular and base becomes equal. So when perpendicular and base become equal, obviously sine and cos will be equal, and that is 45. So everything is making sense. Everything, we have got visual proofs for everything. Yes or no? Which means the value of cos 30 will be same as the value of sine 60. That becomes, that is root 3 by 2 and 1. Is that cool? Is that clear? You only need to learn this, and rest everything is simplified. Clear? So once we have got the values of cos, we can get the values of tan just like that. What we need to do, we just need to divide sine with cos, and that gives us 0 by 1 is 1. This guy becomes 1 by root 3. This becomes 1. This becomes root 3. And this becomes not defined. 1 by 0 is not really defined. Is that clear, everyone? All of you got that? See, everything is logical. अभी तक मैंने क्या एक भी बात बोली है याद करने के लिए? एक भी नहीं बोली है. पाइथागोरस थ्योरम को मैंने बोल दिया याद कर लो. मैंने इसलिए बोला कि पिछले किसी क्लास में मैंने उसको प्रूफ भी दिखाया था. आज भी दिखा सकता हूँ. बट हमारे टाइम इतना नहीं, तो वी वोंट गो दैट. नथिंग हैज टू बी क्रैम्ड. इट्स, तुम बोलोगे सर साइन थीटा की वैल्यू तो याद करनी पड़ेगी. तुम बोलोगे जानता हूँ मैं, लेकिन तुम जानते हो तुम किससे पढ़ रहे हो? देखो, जरूरत ही नहीं याद करने की, समझना मेरी बात को. इस साइन थीटा को अभी मैं इसका ठीक कर दूंगा दिमाग. पता है कैसे? वो ऐसे, रूट 0/2, रूट 1/2, रूट 2/2, रूट 3/2, रूट 4/2. यही है साइन की वैल्यूज. So basically 2 will be in the denominator and the numerator will be square root of values from 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. ये भी याद नहीं करना. इसका प्रूफ है, बट वो ठीक है, अभी जरूरत नहीं है आपको जेड के लिए उसकी. Is that cool? Is that clear? Once you got it, the rest everything becomes simple. Nothing else has to be done. Cot का value निकालना है. Cot is reverse of tan. You can do that, right? I'll just write the values over here also. Cot theta is reverse of tan, so tan theta is 1, so 1 by 1 is also 1. This becomes root 3. ये मैंने लिखा क्या है यार? मैंने क्यों ऐसा लिखा हुआ है? मैं भी बोलता कुछ हूँ लिखता कुछ हूँ. ये 0 है. Okay, all right. 1 by 0 is not defined, isn't it? रूट 3, और ये अगर इसको तुम कर दो तो ये रूट 3 बन जाएगा. दिस विल बी 1 ओनली, दिस विल बी 1 by root 3 and this will be 0. ऑलराइट. बताया था एक बार मैंने, शशांक. यस. ओ सुरभि इज abstract. Ankit, yes. Memorize, visualize. Akhil, yes. It's not cool, it's awesome. obviously. Now, so this is tan and cot. They are reverse of each other. Cos and sec would be reverse of each other. So needless to say that once you know the values of only sine, rest everything can be derived automatically. तो बस इसी को उल्टा कर दो and that's all. Clear? अच्छा बस एक बात समझने की है यहाँ पे, अगर साइन और कॉस के वैल्यूज कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री हैं तो सेक और कॉसेक के भी होने चाहिए। क्या ये बात सही है? कैन आई से दैट? कैन आई से दैट? Obviously I can say that because sec is formed by the inverse of cos and cosec is formed by the inverse of sine, so these things, these two will also be complementary. Just to look at that, मेरे ख्याल से कर ही लोगे, बताने की जरूरत ही नहीं है ना? All of you can do that, right? Okay. वैसे इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है भी नहीं कि sec और cosec की वैल्यू, बस इन्हीं का रिवर्स इन्वर्स कर दो and you get the idea. So we are done with so many things. We'll be doing more such things, but before that let us do some questions. So here we have that trigonometry complete crash course. Okay. ये ग्राफ ऐसा नहीं है, इसने पता नहीं गलत बना दिया है, ये ग्राफ मत देखो, ये थोड़ा सा गंदा, मतलब ऐसा ही होता है पर बीच में उसने थोड़ा सा अपना लिबर्टी ले लिया है. I don't think we should do graphs today. I'll for it that I have a different class for graphs in which functions and graphs is there. We'll do it over there. आज नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है. This is important. The cast rule. CAST. So, there are multiple ways to learn this. Like here, A is all, S is silver, T is tea, C is cups, all silver tea cups. तो इससे याद रहता है लोगों को. मेरे को बचपन में बोला था आफ्टर स्कूल टू सिनेमा. एक था add sugar to coffee. So all that stuff is there. Okay, and people have done a lot of things over there, but you know what? I don't really. Somehow, I'm not very comfortable with using this of all those jumlas. It's better for Kapil Sharma and Sidhu to use the jumlas, not for mathematicians. So this is a jumla which I have written over here just to make you understand that jumla should not be followed. Okay, when I say jumla, it's basically a jingle. What needs to be followed? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. But for now, I'll tell you why this happens. First, just understand this all. This is the first quadrant. The first quadrant. First quadrant is from 0 to 90 degree. Sine and its relative is cosec, the inverse of sine. Okay. This is the second quadrant. In the third quadrant, it's tan and its relative, which happens to be the cotangent, cot. And in the fourth quadrant, it must be cos and its relative, that happens to be sec. Is that clear? See, so quadrant 1, all ratios are positive. Quadrant 2, only sine is positive, only tan is positive, only cos is positive. When I say only sine, it also means the inverse of sine, that is cosec, inverse of tan, that is cot, inverse of cos, that is sec. So I need you to write these. Write this, and I'll also explain this. For this also, I'll give you a visual proof, if at all required. I don't think it's required. That ka time bahut kam hai. Let's do questions. All of you noted this down. इसका मतलब क्या है समझा देता हूँ. Note it. मैंने यहाँ भी लिख दिया है वो देखो. Such a beautiful presentation, don't you feel so? Only Surabhi understands that. Others, what do you think? Doesn't this look like some international kind of Harvard aided school called grad school? वहीं पे ऐसी चीजें यूज होती हैं इस टाइप के, है ना? So yeah, I'll tell you there's visual proof of this also after doing a few questions, obviously. Then comes the primary ratios. We discussed that: opposite hypotenuse, sine, cosine, tangent. Done. Okay. Then we have Pythagorean identities. We're done with this, and this. All of it we have done. We are done with it. Reciprocal. This cosec is of sine, sec is of cos. Quotient, there is tan theta is quotient. Divide करने से आ रहा है sin theta upon cos theta. Double angle. This is important. Double angle. So it says sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta. This will be important in certain cases. I'll tell you what cases. And just note down cos 2 theta as well. That will be equal to cos square theta minus sine square theta. Just note this down. Okay. So why is it important? This is important. Let's say I want to somehow calculate the value of sine 120 degrees. Akhil, how you make it, what make these PPTs, these presentations, इस पे seminar ले लूँ. Sine 2 theta. So basically, let's say, yeah, good. Let's say I want to calculate value of sine 120 degrees. So I can use this, right? Because sine 2 theta is what I need, what I know. So sine of 2 into 60, I can calculate that. 2 sine 60 cos 60. This is where it can be used. Is that clear? All of you understood that? Same goes for cos. All right. All of you, is that clear? Tan 2 theta की जरूरत अभी नहीं है तो उसको नहीं बताऊंगा मैं ना, वो जरूरत नहीं है. I don't want to confuse you guys. We just need to do what is relevant in that. By the way, sin 2 theta, इसमें एक चीज और लिख लो. I wanted to understand that sin A plus B and cos A plus B. These two are also important. This will be sin A cos B, all right, plus sin B cos A. Cool. Here, this will be cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. By the way, you can draw a parallel between the first two that I have written and the last two. So basically, the first two can be derived if I assume A and B are equal and we call them theta. Is that clear? All right, sure. Is that clear, everyone? तो साइन ए प्लस बी है और कॉस ए प्लस बी है, तो ए और बी दोनों को थीटा मान लोगे तो साइन टू थीटा कॉस टू थीटा बन जाएगा और वही चीज आ जाएगी जो ऊपर लिखी हुई है. सो आई होप इट इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू. ऑलराइट, इज दैट क्लियर? अच्छा, अगर ये क्लियर हो गया है तो साइन ऑफ ए माइनस बी क्या हो जाएगा? साइन ऑफ ए माइनस बी, हु विल टेल मी दैट? अभी इज आर यू देयर? एक बार अभी कुछ बोल रहा था. साइन ऑफ ए माइनस बी एंड कॉस ऑफ ए माइनस बी, व्हाट विल वी गेट? साइन ए cos b minus sin b cos a, nothing else. ये क्यों होता है इसका भी विजुअल प्रूफ है अपने पास. ओके, एंड दिस विल बी cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Is that cool? All of you got that? I don't think there is any confusion. Okay, understood. So अब चलो जल्दी से ना एक छोटा सवाल कर लेते हैं. कोई बोलेगा बताओ यार, what is the value of sin 15? How do you find it? You'll use this. You'll say sine of 45 minus 30 is sine 15. We know that, right? We know that. So basically, that table that I told you, that table is gonna be useful for calculating other t ratios. Sine 45 minus sine 30 is what you need to calculate. Just put it here and get the answer. Sine 45 cos 30. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Clear? Minus sine 45 is 1 by root 2 again. Cos 30. Sine b cos a, मैंने ये क्या लिख दिया? All right. Sine 30 is 1 by 2 and cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So this is what we get. So we get root 3 minus 1 whole upon 2 root 2. That is the value of sine 15. Clear? So these things might be useful, can be useful in some questions. Similarly, you can also calculate sine 75 and all the things like that. Clear? So by using the a plus b, a minus b formulation, and by using 2a, 2 theta, we are able to calculate other ratios as well if and when required. All right, they won't go into specific details of अच्छा sin 3a ये सब चीजें ZAT में जरूरत नहीं है करने की. There are inverse trigonometric functions as well, which I don't think is required. If you know that, it's good. If you don't know, it's not bad. It's not really required. So we'll be doing just this. इसके आगे कुछ नहीं करेंगे. हाँ, जो आफ्टर स्कूल टू सिनेमा का जिंगल बेल लोगों ने लगा रखी है उसको मैं थोड़ी देर में ठीक करूंगा कि आई विल गिव यू विजुअल प्रूफ एंड दैट विल बी ऑल फॉर ट्रिग्नोमेट्री फॉर सैट. इज दैट क्लियर? In 40 minutes we have done the entire theorems. Now I'll be doing quick questions, and in the questions so there'll be certain things which are you need to be you need to know, which I'll be telling you through the questions. All right, so here comes the second stage of today's session. Throw some likes, guys. All I need is love. Heard that song from Jefferson Airplane? All I need is love. Dun, 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 dun. All I need is love. All I need is love. Love is all you need. Anyways, so let's start with the questions. This is the first question. Okay, अच्छा 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 एक बात और. ट्रिग्नोमेट्री एक्चुअली यूज कहाँ होता है? हाँ हाँ शशांक, वो भी करेंगे 5 सवालों के बाद. मैंने बोला ना अभी आफ्टर स्कूल टू सिनेमा वाले जिंगल को मैं खत्म कर दूंगा, वहीं पे ही आएगा व्हाट यू आर आस्किंग. सो हाँ, इसका प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन हमारे नेचुरल वर्ल्ड में कहाँ कहाँ होता है? ठीक है, कहाँ कहाँ होता है? सबसे पहले यू मस्ट हैव सीन क्वेश्चंस ऑफ हाइट स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस, राइट? हाइट स्पीड एंड हाइट स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस क्या बोल रहा हूँ, टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस क्या हो गया मेरे को? हाइट एंड डिस्टेंसेस. सो बेसिकली हैव यू एवर गिवन अ थॉट दैट who the who was that crazy man who could have measured the height of Mount Everest? कौन, कोई स्केल लेके तो गया नहीं होगा. Who would have measured the depth of the ocean, right? The height at which troposphere lies. You know what's troposphere, don't you? Troposphere, the first layer of atmosphere, then stratosphere, ionosphere, exosphere. Who would have measured it? And how? How would they have measured it? माउंट एवरेस्ट पे चढ़ने के पहले भी माउंट एवरेस्ट की हाइट हमें पता थी क्या? लाइट की स्पीड ट्रेवल कर में कैसे मेजर कर ली गई होगी? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी बेसिक. सुनिधि, humanity humanity calculate the speed of sound, speed of light, distances, heights, obviously height of the highest summits, highest peak, the deepest ocean points, the trenches, Challenger Deep, for that matter, this Mariana Trench, deepest trench है but deepest point नहीं है. मरियाना ट्रेंच के बीचों के बीच में के अंदर एक डीप है, दैट्स कॉल्ड चैलेंजर्स डीप. जैट में जीके भी आता है. ओके, जीके भी कराऊंगा मैं तुम लोग को मैं. How could they have measured? And you know what? You'll be surprised to know that humans are not the only living species which use trigonometry. It is used by other species as well in some or other form, but the closest to us are dolphins. Dolphins use trigonometry to to locate their friends, their prey, their mates, and the colonies of other dolphins. Dolphins use that always. Well, so trigonometry is something, if the non-human species are using it almost every day, we are, kind of, we are damn humans, guys. We need to be humans. To be a human, we should know trigonometry, right? That is the essential motive of being a human, that we should know that dolphin भी कर रही है, मधुमक्खियां भी करती हैं फिलहाल. Anyways, let's go to the first question. Here we are at the first question, and I'll give you 1.5 minutes each. 3 क्वेश्चन, 3 क्वेश्चन करने हैं 5 मिनट में मिला के, ठीक है? जल्दी जल्दी, नहीं आए कोई बात नहीं, ट्राई करते रहना. ओके, सो योर टाइमर स्टार्ट्स ओवर हियर. या, हियर वी गो. अंकित, फिगर जरूरी नहीं है. वो फिगर ऐसे ही बना रखी है, प्लेस होल्डर इमेज है, उसमें कुछ भी गिवन नहीं है. क्वेश्चन का पार्ट था ही नहीं वो मैंने बस ऐसे ही स्लाइड को ब्यूटीफाई करने के लिए डाली थी. शोएब देखो ना, टाइमर के नीचे कुछ भी नहीं है, बस ऐसे ही एक बना रखा है, कोई इसका फायदा नहीं है। ठीक है, लेट्स गो टू नेक्स्ट वन। यहाँ आई रिमूव द टाइमर, यहाँ पे जरूरी है। द टाइमर इज विजिबल ऑन द टॉप। Come on, tell me your answers. Here you have options as well. All right, sure. And guys, they are real PYQs, okay? जितना कुछ पूछा जाता है उतना मैंने तुम्हें यहाँ बता दिए, मतलब इसमें क्वेश्चंस डाल दिए हैं। Here we go. This can be difficult for some people. Try doing it. Is it visible properly? If not, I'll just write it again. Sine 15 डिग्री का पावर 6 है, प्लस साइन 75 डिग्रीज पावर 6 अगेन, प्लस 6 साइन स्क्वायर 15 sine square 75 is what we have. So Nidhi, yes, you do get calculator in that. Akhil, now one to two question. One question directly and other will be more geometry. The next one, or through you were there. All right. Okay. Let's do the questions now. Is the screen visible? हाँ ठीक है. It's not lagging, no? Chalo. Let's do. Here comes your first question. Okay, we'll do 5 questions each, and then you will be getting 1.5 minutes for one question, and then I will tell you the solutions. Okay, so here we go. This is a boat station at north of a lighthouse is making an angle of 30 degree with the top. Okay. Another boat at the east is making an angle of 45 degree. Height is 300 feet. What is the shortest distance? ठीक है, एक काम करते हैं. Let's say this is one boat. This is the second boat. So this is a kind of three-dimensional which you have to understand. So this is the top of the lighthouse. तो ये अगर मान लो let's say I say that this is the lighthouse L and there are two boats north boat का नाम N and E कर देता हूँ. Okay, north and east. So what exactly is happening? If this is the point L, okay, this is the point L and this is let's say E, then this angle is 45 degrees. All right. And similarly, this is L and this is N, then this angle is 30 degrees. Is that clear? All of you understood that? समझ में आ रहा है क्योंकि वो थ्री डायमेंशनल बनाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. So if I look at it from the perspective of the two boats individually, this is what we get. Am I clear in that? ठीक है. तो height is 300. This height is 300. This is 300. तो सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना चाहिए? हमें निकाल लेना चाहिए कि ये कितना है और ये कितना है. All right. So this will give us this and this. Once we get it, I'll use Pythagoras theorem to find this distance. Is that clear, everyone? All of you understood? Yes or no? No किस पे बोल रहे हो? नहीं समझ में आई ये बात है. Do you understand that? Yes. Okay. So, how do we find it? What do we have? What do we know? This is the angle. This is the perpendicular. ये base है तो basically यहाँ पे हम tan use कर सकते हैं. We can use tan. Yes or no? I can use tan because tan theta is perpendicular upon base. So if I call this D1 and call this D2, all right, so basically this guy is D1 and this is D2. So भी यहाँ रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. रुको मैं ना अपना कैमरा खोल लेता हूँ तो समझ में आएगा शायद अच्छे से. Wait. See, so what exactly is happening? There is a lighthouse. Let's say this is the lighthouse. All right. तो एक बोट यहाँ पे है इधर. समझ में आ रहा है? ये बोट है मान लो नॉर्थ में. This is the north. This is the lighthouse. This is the top of the lighthouse. This boat is at north and this boat is at east. Is that clear? North, east. तो जो नॉर्थ में जो बोट है ये वाली जो बोट है ना दिस बोट नॉर्थ जो यहाँ पे ये वाला पॉइंट है इस पॉइंट से यहाँ तक का एंगल जो दिखाई दे रहा है दैट एंगल इज 30 डिग्री एज गिवन इन द फिगर दैट आई हैव ड्रॉन. और जो यहाँ पे है इससे एंगल 45 डिग्री है. सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू कैलकुलेट the distance of the bottom of the lighthouse to the north boat and to the east boat. So I'll get the perpendicular and the base. So there are three triangles. One triangle is this one triangle is this, and then one triangle is this, what we make with the bases. So one triangle is from the boat to the top of the lighthouse, other triangle is from the other boat to the top of the lighthouse, and the third triangle will be between the bottom of the lighthouse and the two boats. Is that clear? All of you. You got it, right? Got this, everyone? That's all. So let me calculate this. तो ये जो D1 है, ये D2 है, उसको कैलकुलेट कर लेंगे. Then we apply the Pythagoras theorem. So what will be D1? D1 कितना मिल जाएगा? We know one thing for sure, that tan 30 degree will be equal to 300 upon जो नॉर्थ में बोट है, राइट? D1, and tan 45 degree will be equal to 300 upon D2. Is that cool? And that's all. That's all. So D1 will be equal to 300 upon tan 30. What is tan 30, by the way? It's 1 by root 3. So that is what we get. Clear? What is D2? Tan 45 is 1 only. So D2 will be 300 only. That's it. We got the value of D1 and D2. Now we're going to use the Pythagoras theorem to find this. इसका square plus इसका square का square root is what we need to find out. So D1 square plus D2 square का square root. What is square of this? 300 square into 3. This is 300 square. You can take 300 square like this. No need to expand it. Okay, 300 square into 3. So into 3 plus 1 is what we get. Ka square root. 300 goes out. And so does 4 का square is root is 2. So answer is 600. इसका स्क्वायर रूट निकालोगे तो 300 बाहर आएगा, और 3 + 1 4 का स्क्वायर रूट इज 2. 3 2 into is got is 600. That is the answer. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear? All right. Perfect. ठीक है. Let's go to the next one. Here we are. So now this one says there are similar triangles. का question है ये. Two lighthouses at 60 feet and 40 feet. Top of A is A dash, top of B is B dash. Segments A dash B and B dash A intersect at C. Let's say this is the first lighthouse A, its top is A dash. The second lighthouse B, that the top is थोड़ा छोटा कर देता हूँ इसको मैं हाइट में. Just assuming कि ये छोटा है ना, कोई फर्क पड़ता नहीं उससे. B dash. उल्टा करो तब भी बात तो वही रहेगी. Doesn't really matter. So it says A dash B. If you draw A dash B like this, and then B dash A like this. So what exactly is happening? And after that, if you, they're saying, if you draw a perpendicular, okay, from C dash, so this point is C dash to point on earth, that is C, that is a perpendicular. So what is the length of CC dash? That's what we need to find out. मैं तुम्हें एक बात बताऊं. Now I'll give you a micro hack. Guys, ready for a micro hack? I think you're ready for a micro hack. Yes or no? So micro hack goes like this. If ever in life you encounter something like this, there is a line, there is one more line. Listen to me carefully. Top of this is bottom of this, and vice versa. And then if you drop a perpendicular, so let's say this length is, let's say x, this length is, let's say y, then the length of this d, इसका रिलेशन बनेगा 1/d is always equal to 1/x plus 1/y. All right. This is called as crossed ladders theorem. I can prove it. Basically, it's a harmonic. इसमें निकल जाएगा. गौरव पढ़ा था क्रॉस लैडर theorem. Okay, Shriyesh. This is cross ladder theorem. इसे कैसे प्रूव करना है? Should I prove it to you? This is, चलो विजुअल प्रूफ दे देता हूँ ना, इतना मतलब ठीक है, तुम डरो मत. इसे विजुअल प्रूफ. Let's say this is the angle theta, some angle alpha मान लेते हैं इसको. Let's say this is angle something else. Let's say beta. Okay, that is what we have. Now tell me something. इसका एक साइड दोनों ट्राइंगल का है, देयर टू ट्राइंगल्स, वन हैज गॉट द हाइपोटेन्यूज ब्लू, अदर हैज गॉट द ग्रीन। इनका एक साइड सेम है, बेस इज सेम, दिस साइड इज सेम, राइट? This side is same. At the very same time, one angle is also same. Which angle is same, guys? 90 degrees. दोनों में 90 है, ये भी 90 है, ये भी 90 है, isn't it? Looks good. ठीक है। दूसरी बात, तो अगर मैं इसको ऐसे बना के दिखाता हूँ, मान लो, listen to me very carefully. Let me call this A, B, C. All right. Let this be D. Okay. Let this be E. Let this be F. Now, what's going to happen? सुनना बात ध्यान से। Triangle ABC, is it similar to triangle EFC? Yes or no? Why? Because this angle is same and this angle is already same. Can I say that? And at the same time, we can also say that triangle DC DCB is similar to triangle EFB. Can I say that? Yes, I can say that. Now, because of this, I come upon a conclusion, that is AB, ये वाला, upon EF, AB upon EF must be equal to BC upon FC. Do you agree? With the similar triangles. Similarly, in the second case, DCB देखोगे तो इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? DC upon EF must be equal to, see, DC upon EF must be equal to ये पूरा BC upon BF. Am I right? Am I right? I think now you have understood this. इन दोनों combine कर दूंगा अगर मैं, I'll get, see, I'll show you something. BC BC common, EF EF common, ये दोनों common दिखाई दे रहे हैं, यहीं से हमारा गेम बन जाएगा। Is it understood? So if I cross multiply, what do I get? आगे बोलने की जरूरत तो है नहीं, समझ में आ ही गया होगा। आया कि नहीं आया? BC multiplied by EF is equal to AB multiplied by FC. Similarly, from here, BC multiplied by EF is equal to BC multiplied by BF. Is that right? Is that right? So essentially, it happens that the triangle ABC is also similar to triangle DCB, isn't it? All right. So this is the visual proof of the same theorem. Now, I hope all of you have understood this. All right. श्रेयश, विधान सब समझ में आ गया होगा, तो कुछ नहीं बचा इसके अंदर, बस सिंप्लीफाई हो गया बहुत ज़्यादा। नाउ वी कैन जस्ट पुट द वैल्यूज एंड गेट द आंसर। 60, 40, ये मान लो d है, सो 1/d इज इक्वल टू 1/40 प्लस 1/60 इज नथिंग बट 40 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 60 अपॉन 40 प्लस 60, दैट गिव्स यू 24 एज द आंसर। Yes, Aritra, absolutely. We'll do that in geometry. Clear cross lateral theorem. That's a micro hack. All of you got that? Chalo, let's go to the next one. This is the question which must have, confused you. How many of you got this correct, or got this at all? इस पर थोड़ी सी अलजेब्रा का एक आइडेंटिटी लगेगी। I'll tell you how. See, I'll do one thing. I will just assume certain things. I'll assume that A is equal. Let me take a bigger. Uh, okay, yeah. So let me assume that A is equal to sine square 15. Can I do that? Yes. Also, I can assume b is equal to cos square 15. Cos square 15. अरे तो हाँ 1 होगा. Cos square 15. Now here there's one thing you need to understand. यहाँ पे ये sin का 75 दिया हुआ है. So as I told you earlier also, if there is something called sin 75, it will be same as cos 15. Yes or no? मैंने इसके ऊपर बहुत लंबा भाषण दिया था. क्यों दिया था? इसी कारण से कि इसका एक्चुअल यूसेज कैट में आता है, जैट में आता है. सो आई टोल्ड यू दैट टू, if the value of sine and cos are same for two different angles, those angles are complementary. Here I see that 75 plus 15 is 90 degrees. That means cos 75 will be same as cos 15. Is that clear? So once that is clear, I can, kind of manipulate this as sin 15 की power 6 है, मतलब यहाँ पे ये बन जाएगा a cube. This sin 75 की power 6. So sin 75 is same as cos square, cos 15. This becomes b cube. Am I clear? This becomes 6 sine square 15. That is a, b. Now we have this, which is an algebraic identity. Is that clear? All of you got this? Now, a cube plus b cube क्या होता है? A plus b multiplied by a square minus ab plus b square. I'm pretty sure you know that. भूल तो नहीं गए? Plus 6ab is already there. Yes or no? Now, guys, tell me something, and you will be shocked to know, oh, wow, it got so much simplified. A plus B. So sin square 15 plus cos square 15. अब sin square थीटा plus cos थीटा 1 होता है. बच्चे बच्चे को पता है ये बात, तो हमें सोचना ही नहीं है. So A plus B becomes 1. Isn't it? Isn't it? A plus B becomes 1. ठीक है. अच्छा, ये क्या बन जाएगा? A square plus B square minus AB. What will this be? Can write this as A plus B का whole square. A plus B का whole square minus 3AB. Are you cool with this? See what I'm doing? I'm just trying to manipulate all of it. Do you understand this, guys? Yes or no? जब भूल मत जाना कि a और b क्या है, sin square 15 cos 15. A and b are not linear, they are quadratic already. So again I get the same thing. Now a plus b will be 1. A plus b is 1, right? Because I have taken a to be sin square 15 and b to be cos square 15. This will always be 1. So 1 into 1. So I get 1 minus 3ab plus 6ab. So I get 1 plus 3 times ab. Or I can say 1 plus 3 times sin square 15 cos square 15. Cool. All of you got that? Guys, did you get this? मैंने देखा 32 से लोग 26 हो गए. थोड़ा सा कोई डिफिकल्टी आया. लड़ना ही नहीं है सवालों से दुनिया में. कुछ लोग सीखने नहीं, बस अप्रूवल लेने आते हैं कि हमें आता है. Is this clear? Yes or no? Just tell me. Be quick. I'll wait for 20 seconds. Everybody. Sunidhi, Arithro, Ankit, Shoaib. Um, who else is there? Vidhan, Surbhi, Akhil, Shriyesh, Gaurav, SSTX4CB, whatever your name is. Arithro, हम वही यूज करेंगे. Absolutely. हाँ अंकित, इसको धीरे धीरे लिखो, समझ में आएगा धीरे धीरे. मैंने ए को साइन स्क्वायर 15 मान लिया, बी को कॉस स्क्वायर 15 मान लिया है, और साइन 75 कॉस 15 बराबर होता है, इसी कारण से ऐसा मान लिया. तो बेसिकली मैंने यहाँ पे ना साइन 15 और साइन 75 के फॉर्म में दिया है. उस साइन 15 को मैंने कॉस 15 लिख दिया साइन 25 को. रवि, ये वाला सवाल समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि पहले दो भी नहीं आए थे? ये नहीं आ रहा, कोई बात नहीं. कुछ ऐसे सवाल अगर ऐसे हैं, इनको तुम छोड़ भी सकते हो अगर आ गया तो, लेकिन हाइट एंड डिस्टेंस तो आ जाना चाहिए. उसका सवाल हर बार एक आ रहा है. अच्छा, अब मेरी बात सुनना. साइन ये क्या है? सो आई एम गोना इरेज दी ऊपर वाला वैल्यूज. मेरे को मतलब सिर्फ अब लास्ट लाइन से है, बाकी मैंने सारा का सारा मिटा दिया. ठीक है, अब मैं क्या करूंगा? नाउ लिसन वेरी केयरफुली. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू बी वेरी स्लो हियर. 1 प्लस थ्री, सुनना ध्यान से, 1 + 3 sin 15 cos 15 का मैं एक साथ स्क्वायर ले सकता हूँ. आई कैन डू दैट. यस आई कैन. एंड देन now we know one thing. What do we know? What do we know? What have we learned? We know that sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. सिखाया थोड़ी देर पहले सिखाया था. इसको यूज करेंगे. थीटा इज 15 हियर गाइस. थीटा इज 15. तो अगर ये 2 sin 15 cos 15 होता तो sin 2 into 15 हो जाता, है ना. तो 1/2 बाहर निकाल लो तो अंदर बचेगा 2. 2 का स्क्वायर बाहर, 1/4 बाहर निकाल लो कि अंदर स्क्वायर है. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस और नॉट? सो व्हाट आई डिड, I multiplied and divided by 4. ठीक है फिर. Aditya, which second last line? Oh, I erased that. Just look at it once again. This is clear. 2 sin 15 cos 15. So I got 1 plus 3/4 and this guy is sin 30. Wow. Life becomes simple. Sin 30 is how much? Sin 30 is how much? It's 1/2. Sin square 30 is 1/4. So I got 1 plus 3/4 into 1/4. That comes out to 1 plus 3/16. 19/16 is the answer. That is option B. Is that clear? Looks good. I switch on my camera for a while. Yeah. Is that clear, everyone? देखो इसमें मेन बात क्या करनी थी, सबसे पहले तुम्हें समझना था इसमें कुछ चीज़ें काम आई है. कौन कौन चीज़ें काम आई हैं? पहली बात ये है कि साइन ऑफ 90 प्लस थीटा इज इक्वल टू कॉस थीटा, राइट. और साइन ऑफ 90 माइनस थीटा इज इक्वल टू कॉस थीटा. So the question was talking about sine 15 and sine 75, but we could not do anything with that. So what I did, I used multiple things in solving this question. What were those things? Okay, let's point it out. The things that we used over here. One thing that we used is if sine A is equal to cos B, that means A plus B must be 90 degrees. Isn't it? I use this thing first. ठीक है. रुको जल्दी से मैं समराइज कर देता हूँ. एक मैंने ये बात यूज करी है. ठीक है. कैसे यूज करी ये बात देखो. यहाँ पे साइन 15 है, साइन 75 है, तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने देख लिया कि भाई साइन 75 को मैं कॉस 15 भी लिख सकता हूँ. क्या बात सही है? ये था पहला हैक जो हमने किया. मैं पूरा फिर समझा रहा हूँ, फटाफट सब लोग देख लो और बीच में हाँ ना बोलते रहो. ओके. एक तो यूज किया. दूसरा यूज किया हम लोगों ने एक एल्जेब्राइक आइडेंटिटी, एक सिंपल एल्जेब्राइक आइडेंटिटी. ठीक है. कुछ आना बोल रहे हो? क्या यूज किया हम लोगों ने कि ए क्यूब प्लस बी क्यूब जो होता है वो होता है ए प्लस बी मल्टीप्लाइड बाई ए स्क्वायर माइनस ए बी प्लस बी स्क्वायर. एक हमने ये यूज किया. एक हमने और यूज किया. कौन सा? कि ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर जो होता है दैट इज ए प्लस बी होल स्क्वायर minus 2ab. So we use these three identities to solve this question. Is that clear, guys? All of you? ये तीन बातें ध्यान में रखते हुए हमने सवाल को सॉल्व किया है. अच्छा, एक और चौथा एक और था. वो ये था that sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a cos a. इसका मतलब ये भी हो सकता है कि half of sin 2a is equal to sin a cos a. All right. So we use these four things to solve this question. सबने नोट कर लिया? यस नो कुछ बोल दो फिर मैं क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कराता हूँ. गॉट इट गाइस? गॉट दिस? अच्छा. अब तुम बोलोगे सर आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ा कि आपको क्यूब और स्क्वायर वाली चीजें यूज करनी है? पहला तो चलो मालूम पड़ जाएगा हम सबको कि ट्रिग्नोमेट्री की बात कर रहे हैं. आप अलजेब्रा तक कैसे पहुंचे? आपको क्यों ऐसा लगा कि आपको ये सॉल्व करना है? ये सवाल बिल्कुल सोचोगे क्यों ऐसा लगा. इसलिए लगा दोस्तों क्योंकि पावर है 6. अगर पावर है 6 इवन पावर है, तो मुझे मालूम पड़ गया कि कहीं ना कहीं स्क्वायर और क्यूब का काम तो आने वाला है, और वही मैं करना शुरू चाह रहा था। ठीक है। अच्छा, अगर मैं चीज़ों को क्यूब यूज़ करना चाहता हूँ अपनी लाइफ में, तो मुझे, और पावर 6 में दिया हुआ है, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, स्क्वायर पावर को कुछ अज्यूम कर लूँगा। इसी कारण से दीज फोर थिंग्स इज व्हाट वी यूज्ड, एंड the how to use that. So I did one simple thing. I assumed a is equal to sine square 15 and b is equal to cos square 15. ठीक है। कॉस 15 कहाँ से आया था, यहाँ से। जैसे ही मैंने ये कर दिया, उसके बाद मैंने वैल्यूज पुट करना शुरू कर दी, एंड one thing leads to another and we got the answer. So let me erase these four things which I used to solve this question and rewrite everything that we wrote. So here we have sine to the power 615, that means, और a को मैंने sin square 15 माना हुआ है, तो I'll get a cube। ये है sin 75 की पावर 6, sin 75 cos 15 है, तो ये मिल जाएगा b क्यूब। 6 टाइम्स साइन स्क्वायर 15, साइन स्क्वायर 75, मतलब 6ab। क्या ये बात क्लियर हो गई है? पहला स्टेप क्लियर हो गया एवरीवन? राज क्लियर हो गया, एंड एवरी वन एल्स? अंकित, आदित्य, लुक्स गुड, नो इश्यूज एट ऑल। नाउ कमिंग टू यूजिंग दैट ए क्यूब प्लस बी क्यूब का वैल्यू, है ना, तो क्या बन जाता है ये, a प्लस बी टाइम्स a स्क्वायर माइनस ए बी plus b square and then plus 6ab. Let it be the way it is. Also, when I assumed a is this and b is this, there's no need of saying that a plus b will be 1. Yes or no? मतलब एक चीज और यूज की थी, कौन सी थी, कि साइन स्क्वायर थीटा प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर थीटा 1 होता है, जो तुम लोग को इस क्लास में आने के पहले की मालूम था। मैंने इसे लिखा नहीं वो पांचवी चीज थी। सो a प्लस बी विल बी 1। आई डोंट थिंक आई नीड टू से दैट अगेन एंड अगेन, राइट? सो a प्लस बी इज 1। ना द मोमेंट आई सी ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर, ये मैं सोच रहा हूँ मन में, कितना अच्छा होता अगर ये ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर प्लस 2ab होता। अगर ऐसा होता तो मैं ए प्लस बी होल स्क्वायर तुरंत लिख देता, पर ऐसा नहीं है। कोई बात नहीं, तो ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर, ये माइनस ए बी जो है, इसको क्या मैं प्लस 2ab माइनस 3ab लिखूं तो कोई दिक्कत है किसी को? कोई परेशानी नहीं होगी। देखो, अब ये 1 into something is 1, दैट्स द थिंग ओनली। ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर प्लस 2ab को ब्रैकेट के अंदर रखूं, माइनस 3ab बाहर निकाल दूं, माइनस 3ab बाहर निकाल दूं, तो आई गेट माइनस 3 प्लस 6 इज प्लस 3ab। बात समझ में आ गई? और इसी के बाद हमारा आंसर आ जाएगा। इज दैट कूल? बात समझ में आ गई? ये क्या है? ये a प्लस बी का होल स्क्वायर है, और a प्लस बी तो 1 है, ये बात तुम्हें समझ में आई चुकी है। सो बेसिकली दिस इज 1 प्लस 3ab। अब ये ab कौन से खेत की बला है? So A is sine square 15 and B is cos square 15. Is that cool? 1 + 3/2 मैंने कर दिया, ताकि मुझे यहाँ पे क्या मिल जाए, तो 3/2 ही है, और यहाँ पे मैंने लिख दिया 2, फिर से लिख दिया। अब प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में है वो, मैं अंदर अगर 2 को भेजूंगा तो वो 4 में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, हाँ या ना? बात समझ में आ रही है? देखो ये जो है, अगर इसको मैं साइन, देखो सुनना बात ध्यान से, अब ये बातें तो यार बहुत सिंपल सी बातें हैं। साइन 15 कॉस 15 के बाहर स्क्वायर लगाना चाहूँ, अंदर 2 भेजूंगा तो 2 नहीं, वो 4 अंदर जाएगा। तो अगर 4 अंदर गया तो 4 से डिवाइड भी करना पड़ेगा, हाँ या ना? तो मैं कितना बेसिक बता रहा हूँ यार, ऐसा लग रहा है सच में मैं 9th क्लास को पढ़ा रहा हूँ। ठीक है ना? तो परफेक्ट स्क्वायर कैसे किया अंकित समझ में आ चुका है अब ये। अब 2 sin a cos a क्या होता है? sin 2a। 15 का 2 गुना 30 होता है, सो 1 + 3/4 sin 30 का स्क्वायर करना है भाई हमें। सो 1 + 3/4 sin 30 इज 1/2, उसका स्क्वायर इज 1/4। नाउ आई थिंक यू नो इट। 19/16 आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी। इज दैट क्लियर? 9वीं क्लास पे ऐसे ही पढ़ाते हैं ना? नहीं, ऐसे भी नहीं पढ़ाते 9वीं क्लास में, अगर ऐसे पढ़ाया होता तो आज याद रहता। एनीवेज, चलो लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन। और if you got it, कुछ likes वाइक्स तो कर दिया करो यार। इतनी मेहनत मैंने करी थी, मैं भी आई एम अहमदाबाद में बैठा होता है। हैं? आगे बढ़ते हैं। नेक्स्ट, दिस इज अ ब्रिलियंट क्वेश्चन, अ ग्रेट क्वेश्चन आई मस्ट से। मजा आ जाएगा इस सवाल को करने में। ठीक है ना? दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन विच शुड बी डन। देखो, जो इससे पहले सवाल था उसको आप छोड़ भी सकते हो। ठीक है। अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा क्लियर हुआ आदित्य? ब्रो ऐसा मत बोलो यार, दुख हो रहा है सुन के मेरे को। इतना इससे धीरे में करूंगा ना अगर, तो जैट का एग्जाम आ जाएगा। एक बार रिवाइज कर जरूर कर लेना। आदित्य, मैं तुमसे कल पूछूंगा कि तुम्हें समझ में आया कि नहीं आया, ठीक है? चलो अब देखो यहाँ पे, बात सुनना मेरी ध्यान से। ट्रेपीजियम है ABCD, it says AB is parallel to CD, that is what we know. Can I say something? Can I say triangle ABC is equal to triangle ABD? When I say equal, you know what are equal triangles? Equal triangles are those which have got equal areas. So how do I know? How do I know that they will be having equal areas? I know that for a simple reason, because first, their base is common. Base is common. What is the base of these two triangles? It's AB. And their height is also same. Height is same. How do I know height is same? Because they are parallel lines. Parallel line हमेशा एक दूसरे के बराबर दूरी पे रहती हैं। Yeah, okay. अरे I was just kidding, bro. I never wanted to do an MBA. अच्छा, तुम ये मत सुनना कि MBA नहीं करना चाहिए, करना चाहिए, करना चाहिए। मेरा मन नहीं था। I am an artist. Well, so basically, base is common, height is same. Why base is common? It is visible to us. And why height is same? Again, it's visible to us. Height is same because they're parallel lines. No need to state the obvious. Yes or no? All of you understood that this part or not? जल्दी हाँ हाँ बोलते रहो फटाफट। ठीक है ना? Okay, we know this. Now, guys, one more thing, theory which I wanted to tell you, जो मैं कैट वाले में मैंने कराया भी था जब मैं कैट की वर्कशॉप ले रहा था, but now let me tell you once again. If you have a triangle which looks like this, and let's say this is angle theta, all right, let's say this is angle theta. So what exactly happens? And let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So the area of this triangle, to find the area of triangle, we have multiple ways, and I discussed all of it in the cat this session. But then वहाँ डिस्कस किया, इसलिए ये नहीं यहाँ नहीं करूँगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे न्यू स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं। तो एरिया जो होगा वो हाफ ऑफ AB इंटू BC साइन थीटा, ये भी एक तरीका है एरिया निकालने का। ठीक है? ऑल ऑफ यू, ऐसा क्यों होता है? ऐसा इसलिए होता है कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप कर दूँ, let's say this, so there's a by using what will this value of sin theta, the value of sin theta, और ये perpendicular जो वही height भी होगी इस पूरे triangle की, sin theta will be perpendicular upon the base. The base is BC. What is the area? Area is half into base into height. All of us know that. So half into BC into H. What is H? H is BC sin theta. यार ये क्या लिख रहा हूँ मैं? H upon BC नहीं, sorry, AB होगा ना ये, I'm so sorry. AB. Do you understand that? So half into BC into H. And what is H? H is AB sin theta. So I got half into BC into AB sin theta. That's a visual proof of this formula, right? Falcon Jeremy, I have not said a single word in Hindi, um, which is lost in translation. I just said क्या कह सकते हैं. That means what can I say? All right. Okay. Falcon. What's her name, by the way? Jeremy. Is that cool? All of you got that? So this is one of the formula for finding the area of a triangle of whose two sides are known and the angle in between those sides are known. So we'll use half of product of those sides with the sine of that angle. Clear? All of you. Is that clear? Cool. Now, let us apply this here. This, you know what? I'll tell you something. This is a great situation, a situation in which trigonometry starts assisting geometry. Today, Arithro asked me a question which I also posted on Facebook. Arithro posted on Facebook, I posted the solution, and I told you over there that is a classic case in which coordinate geometry helps geometry. And this is a classic case in which trigonometry is going to help geometry. This is the best, one of the best used theorems in aptitude based exam. Which theorem? Area of triangle by using sine. Clear? Is that clear? So now listen very carefully. As I told you, area of these two triangles are same. So can I say half of AB multiplied by AC and then sine of which angle? AB, and we have taken AC, right? AB and AC, so I'll take this angle, right? So sine of BAC, this must be equal to half of the other triangle, that is triangle ABD. That will be equal to half of AB multiplied by AD. Is that cool? You know what? The moment I write the next line, I'll get the answer, and you'll be surprised like anything. Sine BAD. Is that cool? Yes, guys and girls. Yeah. As you see, and no prizes for guessing, I can just cancel out half AB from both the sides. Cool. So what do I get now? I get what I wanted. So sine of BAC upon sine of angle BAD, that is the ratio by cross multiplying, I get AD upon AC as the final answer. AD upon AC is option D. Got it? Did you see? The moment I write the expression, I get the answer. Why? Because trigonometry, Pythagoras, probably the Dashavtaram. Sin BAC, sin BAD कैसे हुआ? Sin BAC is the angle that is sandwiched between AC and AB for the first triangle, and BAD, this is the angle that is sandwiched, right, in AD and AB. Cool. वो दोनों इक्वल थोड़ी ना हुए. कहाँ इक्वल हुआ? Half AB AC sin BAC is equal to half AB AD sin BAD. So Nidhi, are you sure this question of geometry? This question is of trigonometry because we are using sine over here, Sunidhi. The question talks about the ratio of sine BAC upon sine BAD, and you're saying it's geometry. Okay. Now the next one. Here we go. Got it. Perfect. Angle of elevation changes from 30 to 45. So if this guy is 30, okay, all right, and this guy is 45. So what exactly is happening? There was a boat that might be sailing towards a lighthouse. There's a lighthouse. You know what? Lighthouses are something I really love. Vedant, yes, you're getting 240 score. It's a great score. Krishna, obviously, it does. Probably you joined late. In the first 40 minutes, we did all the concepts, and through all the questions, we're doing concepts again. So now coming back to this lighthouse. This is a lighthouse. I just miss lighthouses. I somehow, if anyone is a reader here, there are a lot of thrillers based on lighthouses. I want to just stay one night in Lighthouse. Shutter Island was a brilliant movie on Lighthouse, right? So trigonometry brings back memories of Lighthouse, right? There's a ship that is sailing towards a lighthouse, and it sailed for 50 meters. When it did, the angle of elevation changed from 30 degrees to 45 degrees. Is that clear? I hope it's clear. You need to find the height of the lighthouse. Okay. So what I can do here, I can do different things. Okay, there are multiple ways to solve it. Let's say, let's say this lighthouse, this height of lighthouse, let that be equal to h. All right. Let this be H. Arthro, I haven't. Willem Dafoe has directed it. He's a brilliant actor, but he's directed a movie. Did not know that. Okay, let's say this distance is d1, and let's say this distance is d2. All right, what will be the value of d1? Value of d1. Now I have the perpendicular and I have the base. So I'll use tan somehow, right? If I take tan 30, now see, if I take, okay, tan 30, tan 30 will be equal to h upon d1, which further means d1 is equal to h upon tan 30. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. All right. So you will get h root 3. Isn't it? 1 by root 3 है तो root 3 ऊपर आ जाएगा. Krishna, you can rely solely on this video. Now watch it, bro. Okay. So after that, tan 45. What is tan 45? It is h upon d2. So I can basic tan 45 is 1. So I can say d2 is equal to h. Now you know what? And you know it. That d1 minus d2 is essentially 50. It's given in the question itself, right? So h root 3 minus h, I can take h common, is equal to 50. So what is the value of h? It's 50 upon root 3 minus 1. 50 upon root 3 minus 1. Now these guys, are total crazies, they are sadists. They don't write the options in this way. They would want you to rationalize things. So you need to rationalize. Root 3 plus 1 and root 3 plus 1 just multiply, divide by the same value as the rationalizing factor of root 3 minus 1. If you do that, you get here a minus b into a plus b is what? A square minus b square. 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is 2, 50 upon 2 is 25 times root 3 plus 1. Do we have that option anywhere? Yes, we have that option, option A. That is the correct option. Did you understand? Did you understand this? You're welcome, Krishna. All of you. Any doubt, anyone? Got it? You know what? Once I made a hack for heights and distances. But that hack is, I should tell that hack only if trigonometry has got a very high weightage, which in the case of Z is not there. Do you want me to tell you the hack? This question would be solved in just 20 seconds if you know the hack. Janna hai kya? And I think somehow that they will be asking one question of height and distance this year also. You want to know the hack? The question comes to you, you will just solve it like, a boss. Want to know that? Let's cut the crap and directly move on to this. So see, I'll tell you what. In the questions like this, which is a kind of a very standard question where a ship is moving towards a lighthouse, things are happening, someone is moving towards something, and all of a sudden it reaches point A to point B. Okay, let's be CD. You need to find, sometimes you need to find the height, sometimes you need to find multiple things. They can tell you, give you one thing and ask you to find different things. So I need you to understand one simple thing. Tell me, tell me, just forget about the distance, about the boat, about the shape, about everything. Just look at it from a mathematical perspective. If this is the height and this is the, so from the mathematical perspective, from the perspective right angle triangle, what is constant and what is changing? Can I say in this particular case, if I say perpendicular is, let's say, constant and base is changing, that's a possibility. There are multiple possibilities. You know what? You need to have a mathematical acumen. What is that? I mean to say, I'll tell you, see, how do they make questions of mathematics? You need to understand that. Anyone. They make questions of mathematics in terms of constants and variables. All right. So what happens out of different things given inside a mathematical problem, certain things are constant, certain things are variables, and all the calculation is done with the variables around the constant. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? It's not just in trigonometry, it's everywhere. Whatever you see, always there is a constant and there is a variable. There can be more than one constant, more variables, obviously. But everything is you trying to find out the constant because that is what you can find. Variable keeps on changing. So variable help you in solving the question, and the question asks you the constant value because that is what is not changing. Is that clear? That's one sort of mathematical problem. There can also be problems in which they will talk about variable has changed. What is the changed value of variable or the initial value of variable? So basically, the changed value of variable also becomes a constant at one point of time. That is why we can calculate that. Do you understand that? When we calculate variables, we are essentially calculating the value of a variable at one particular moment. At that one moment, that is a constant, right? We can say that, right? Isn't it? Okay. So let's say I'm a jerk and I'm growing as a jerk. I'm growing as a jerk. I was a teenager, I was a jerk, I became an adult, I became jerkier, and I kept on becoming jerky, jerky, jerky every time. So you know what? From a third person point of view, you will say Abhishek is becoming a jerk. So his jerkiness is a variable. He keeps on increasing his jerkiness, right? But let's say I have a girlfriend at this present moment of time, and she's like, for her, I'll just be a jerk. I won't be jerkier or jerkiest. Do you understand that? So for her, I'll be jerk because she is seeing me at one particular moment. Do you understand that? That is what mathematics is all about, right? Having said that, if I apply the same perspective here, what's going to happen? Okay, all right. You guys are so much, I don't know what the term is, stuck that you don't even get the joke. Guys, कुछ हंसी हंस तो दो कम से कम. All right. So here, if I okay, chalo, at least you got it. There's a lag in the comments. So what exactly is happening? Perpendicular is constant, base is changing, right? Okay. What does that mean? That means the trigonometric ratios that are going to be used over here is something that involves the perpendicular and the base, isn't it? It can either be tan theta or it can be cot theta. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base, cot theta is base upon perpendicular. Is that cool? All of you got that? Right? Right? So, guys, what exactly is changing here? The base is changing, perpendicular is constant. So essentially, if I if I write that perpendicular must be equal to change in base. Now see, listen to me very carefully. I want to divide it by a ratio, which when divided by b gives me p, that is cot, ratio cot. So this will be equal to delta of cot theta. What is delta? Delta denotes change. The only constant in this world is change, right? So if so all the analogies, all the gyan buzz that I gave you is for telling you that why this thing actually works, and that is the hack which I developed, I think 12 years back. I don't remember the date exactly, but it must be more than a decade. Is that clear? So in that question which we were discussing, here's the question. Okay, this question was all about finding what? Height of the lighthouse. This question is all about finding the perpendicular. All right, and things were changing. Was caught. So essentially, the answer will directly be the perpendicular is what we want to calculate is change in base, that is 50. 50 was the change in base. Cot theta का change कितना है? That is cot 30 minus cot 45 whichever is, this mod, put a mod over there. That's going to help you. So 50, what is cot 30? Cot 30 is tan 30 cowl, that is root 3, cot minus 1. And that was the answer. Yes or no? Did you see that? This is the answer. बाकी तो rationalize करना था. फराज बहुत टाइम लगे समझाने में, फिर से देख लेना एक बार. But did you understand that, all of you? Faraz, you must have joined late. How cool is that? Isn't this cool? Yeah. All right, Ankit. Okay. Yes, Anitra. This is going to help you to save a lot of time. Okay. Similarly, there can be situations in which you need to calculate the base. Base is constant, but particular is changing. In that case, you get delta p upon delta of tan theta. Did you understand that? How logical is this? Because if you want base and change is in perpendicular, divided something by something that cancels out the perpendicular, right? Delta tan theta is basically happening because perpendicular is changing, but base remains the same, guys, right? What is delta tan theta in this case? It's nothing but perpendicular was changing. Let's say initially it was P initial, then it became final. So Pi upon B minus Pf upon B is what was exactly happening. B was constant. So essentially delta P got cancelled out and we remained with. So Pi minus Pf is basically delta P only. Change in. So see, delta P upon delta P by B is B. How cool is that? Arithro, rephrase your query. Is that clear? What about hypotenuse but changing base and height? Yes, you can use sine in that case. So let's say hypotenuse is constant, okay, and perpendicular is changing. See, Arithro, one thing for sure. If perpendicular changes, base also changes automatically to change. So basically, this will be equal to what? So we don't want to calculate h. P is changing. Delta P, I want to divide by P by H, that is sine. So delta of sine theta. That's it. Clear? Similarly, let's say hypotenuse is constant. Now I'll give you all the hacks. And base is changing. All right. Base is changing. So H will be equal to delta B. Now what is B by H? That is cos. That is second hack. Hack number one, hack number two. Cool. Sine and cos. Let me give you third hack. I think now you can make your own hacks, isn't it? I want to use tan now. Tan. So delta of tan theta. Tan theta is P upon B. P upon B. It was delta P, right? So I'll get B here. So what exactly is happening? Base is constant. P is changing. How beautiful is it? You know what? This is my self-derived. I won't call it a great theorem, but this is something which is not in any other book. It's not even in Pythagoras theorem. वहां पे भी इन्होंने ऐसा नहीं करा है. Okay. So similarly, you want to create more hacks. I can create 6 hacks like that because we have 6 different ratios, right? Tan theta. With tan, I can also get the value of perpendicular. If let's say no, with base, let's say what is changing? Let's say hypotenuse is changing. So h upon b is what I want. What is h upon b? Sec delta sec theta. Do you understand that? So base is constant and hypotenuse is changing. So all you need to understand, whatever the condition is, ship, lighthouse, people, animals, whatever is there, they are all are about to make a right angle triangle in which we have 3 different limbs, out of which one remains constant and other two change. And in the question, they will ask about the value of constant and they will give a condition of only one change, other will automatically be changing. Arithro, absolutely. Is that clear? And if you like that, just hit some likes, because I know this is going to change your uh, worldview. It's not that you'll become better in mathematics. You'll become better in observation. You will see new things which you never did in your life, right? So, and a practical utility of this is in the questions of trigonometry, which is going to be asked in SAT, not in CAT, by the way. But if they were asked in CAT, I'm pretty sure that these hacks would be very much highly relevant. Okay, cool. Now going to next five. Next five. Yeah. Yes, okay, thank you. So here we go for the next one. Your timer starts now. Chalo. Nothing is hidden. Even your timer is on the screen. You must be realizing that how difficult it is for me to limit myself to to something which stops in the ambit of aptitude. मन तो करता है मैं इतना बात करूं मैथमेटिक्स के बारे में, but problem क्या है कि that won't help you immediately in SAT. But by the way, if in future I feel like, okay, let's develop a course which is called mathematical acumen, then these things are going to, change the way people look at the world. Oh, Arijit, that's great. करूंगा मैं थोड़ा सा ये अपना ग्रेड स्कूल का थोड़ा बिजनेस स्टेबल हो जाए. आफ्टर दैट यू सी व्हाट आई एम गोना डू. आई एम गोना चेंज द वे द पीपल लुक. ऑब्जर्वेशन चेंज करना है मेरे को, एंड मैथमेटिक्स इज द बेस्ट यूटिलिटी ऑफ चेंजिंग ऑब्जर्वेशंस. अंकित बुक अभी तो लिख रहा, लिखूंगा, बुक लिखूंगा, नॉट नाउ. Okay, the next one. I have given a hint also here because I know a lot of you would not be remembering it or knowing it even. That is the cosine rule, which is very important. A square plus b square minus c square upon 2ab. That is for a triangle, any triangle. Let's say this is side is b, this side is b, this side is c, and this angle is angle c. So this is very important. Just note this down and try to solve it by that. Krishna, if you are there, tell me, are you getting it? Personally, that's smart. What did you use? The cosine rule? Is that what you used? Shashank Avhad, are you there? Akhil, I came up with 20 questions, assuming that, we can finish at least 15. So that is what my aim is. Oh, wow. Okay. That's such an underrated comment. Thank you for saying that. Sunidhi said 90. Arithro said 120. One of them is right. Here we go to the next one. The figure is not given. I just drawn the figure. So you can draw the figure like that and try to solve it. You guessed. Sunidhi, why are you guessing here? Wow. Arithro is right. The answer is 120. Oh, absolutely true, Arithro. I have added all sorts of questions here. The last question for this, what? Quick fire. This question is a no-brainer. It was asked in 2010. अच्छा किसी ने बचपन में शैडो के ऊपर क्लॉक बनाया है? शैडो देख के टाइम बता दो. Anybody did that? The 10 questions after this also, which I will give in the quiz, or maybe the PDF that I upload after every time, after every class. Okay, we'll do these questions and then इसका आंसर तो नो ब्रेनर है, जल्दी से बोल दो. What's the answer? Come on. चलो. Question number 6 was a good question. These are the kind of questions which scare people out, right? But we will make it simple. Okay. It says cos A plus cos square A is equal to 1. So I can write this as cos A is equal to 1 minus cos square A, which will be sine square A. Am I right? Shriyesh. So if that is the case, I can just, kind of manipulate this entire expression as sine to the power 12 will be called as cos to the power 6A plus 3 cos to the power 5A plus 3 cos to the power 4A plus cos to the power 3A minus 1. Am I right? Let me assume, let's say that क्या बोल दूं मैं ऐसे करता हूँ let me say that x is equal to cos a. By the way, this is done just to ना avoid any confusion. ऐसे भी देख सकते हो. So x to the power 6 plus 3 cos नहीं, x to the power 5 plus 3 x to the power 4 plus x cube minus 1 is what we get, isn't it? Is that right? Okay, Aritra. Now, guys, you know what? This expression. What is this expression? Anybody? I can take x cube common. I'm left with x cube plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Wow, minus 1. What do I get? I get x cube into x plus 1 whole cube. Do you see that? How beautiful has it become? All right. And what is x? What was x? X was cos A. X plus 1 whole cube होगा ना? Yes. Now what? What needs to be done now? What can we do now? What can we do? We know one thing for sure. What do we know? We know this. The original expression was cos A plus cos square A is given as 1. And I took cos as x. So basically, x plus x square is equal to 1, which means x times x plus 1 is equal to 1. Wow. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means either x is 1, x is नहीं, x1 नहीं होगा. क्या हो जाएगा यहाँ पे? X plus x square is 1. What does that mean? Does that mean anything? Yes, it means that x is equal to 1 upon x plus 1, right? So here I can write this x as 1 upon x plus 1 whole cube. This guy becomes 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Ha ha ha. I got the answer. Is that clear? Option A. Is this clear? This is such a beautiful question. Brilliant question, I must say. It involved a bit of algebra. All of you got this? Tell me in the comments. Be quick. And isn't it a brilliant question? Last line. लास्ट लाइन को समझाने के लिए इस x को देखो, यहाँ से मैंने 1/x+1 लिख दिया और ये क्यूब है, तो ये x क्यूब क्या बन जाएगा? 1/x+1 का क्यूब, और ये x+1 के क्यूब से कट जाएगा. सो 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, coming to next one. I've given you already I've given you already this thing. No, I can even just calculate this real quick. Okay, so okay, let me just use this theorem. A square, a square. What do we have here? We have 6, 10, and 14. Okay, so 6 square plus 10 square minus 14 square. Largest side है तो 14 को मैंने c मान लिया, ठीक है? Upon 2 times 6 into 10. Do you understand that? See, largest side 14 है ना, तो angle opposite largest side, तो मैंने यहाँ पे इसको c मान लिया है, angle c. All right, this is 6 and this is 10. Is that clear? So this is the value of cos C. Let's calculate it. So 36 plus 100, 136 minus 196 is minus 60 upon 120. You get the value of cos C as minus 1 by 2. If cos C is minus 1 by 2, what will be the value of C? Now, this is something which I have not told you yet, isn't it? Cos C is minus 1 by 2. Have I told you? Not really. By the way, what if it was 1 by 2? It is 1 by 2, you would have got cos 30. Cos 30 is 1 by 2. ये होता है? नहीं. Cos 30 is not 1 by 2. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Is that right? Minus 1 by 2. यहाँ पे अभी मेरे को एक चीज़ बताना बच गई है. मैं कैसे वो बताना पड़ेगा. I have to teach you that, then only you can use it, right? Okay. See, I told you one thing. Cos A plus A minus B, I told you, right? Didn't I? Cos A plus B. So this was equal to how much? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. I told you that, right? Yeah, Rithro, that's an odd function, but I need to teach that to make people understand, right? So, Shrigesh, okay, that was sine. Okay, so cos A plus B is this, right? So, मेरे को पढ़ाना पड़ेगा यार, ये ना ऐसे बताना ठीक नहीं है. I'll have to tell you what exactly is happening. Now coming to that jumla ASTC, that is the most important part. See, all sine and its relative, that is cosec, tan and its relative is cot, cos and its relative, that is sec. Okay, so what exactly is happening? Arthro, yes, yes, yes. But okay, this is simple. So what happens? The two things that happen. If you use this 90-degree plus theta or minus theta, then this transforms into cos. Now listen very carefully. If you use cos, then it transforms to sine. साइन जो होगा ना उसका प्लस माइनस चलेगा. रुको, अभी ये सही नहीं है, ठीक है ना. अभी सिर्फ मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्या होगा. If you write tan 90 plus theta, this will be changed to cot. And if you write बाकी जो है वो इसी को उल्टे हो जाएंगे, ठीक है. ठीक है, all right. So if you write sec, उसका उल्टा, ठीक है. Now the thing is, what you need to understand, the moment you write sine of 90 plus theta, so this thing is 90. So basically, all these are lying in the second quadrant. Am I right? 90 plus theta. मतलब यहाँ कहीं they are lying over here. Theta lies over here. Here only sine is positive. So basically, this guy will be positive, but this becomes negative, this becomes negative. Is that clear? So sine मतलब sine ये नहीं, the originating function. Here it is sine, so it remains positive. Cos becomes negative, tan becomes negative. Is that clear? Is that clear? In fact, in fact, um, this will happen for every odd multiple of 90 degrees. Like it's 90, 270, and so on. And for every even multiple, that is 80, like sine 180, if you do, sine remains sine, cos remains cos, tan remains tan. Okay, so you need to learn two things over here. One is, if it's an odd multiple of 90, the signs will, the ratios will change. Sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine, tan becomes cot. But if it is an even multiple, even multiple of 90, for example, 180, 360, and so on, then the ratio does not change, but sign change the hoga. So 180 plus theta, that means we are in third quadrant. This is where we are. Here only tan is positive. So basically this tan theta remains tan theta, but these two become negative. Is that clear? Retro sine और cos का ग्राफ बताना पड़ेगा. ग्राफ में वैसे भी lot of people are not very comfortable. Is this clear? This is a hack that we'll use always. So there are two things you need to know, that if things change by an odd multiple, then the ratios change. Sine becomes cos, cos becomes sine, tan becomes cot, cot becomes tan, sec becomes cosec, and so on. और जो उसका साइन जो होगा, साइन प्लस माइनस, साइन मतलब एस आई एन नहीं, Positive, negative, that will depend on which quadrant they are lying in. Is that clear, guys? All right. All of you got that? Okay. So now coming to this, here we got minus 1 by 2. I got cos value, the value of cos to be minus 1 by 2. Now this minus 1 by 2 is what? Is what? It's basically, what is it? अरे तो क्या लिख रहे हो? सही तो है। tan 180 प्लस एक्स tan एक्स ही होगा ब्रो, माइनस नहीं होगा। ठीक है, ये बिल्कुल सही है। सी आई जस्ट गेव यू दिस, नेवर गेट कंफ्यूज नाउ। नाउ ऑल ऑफ यू, तो यहाँ पे जो था कॉस के फॉर्म में था, इजंट इट? सी cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. So basically minus 1 by 2, can I say that this is cos c is equal to minus sin 30? And what is minus sin 30? Minus sin 30, तो यहां बन जाएगा cos of 90 degree plus 30. Is that right? From what we have learned now. So answer is 90 plus 30 is 120. So C is 120 degrees. All of you got that? Clear? Did you understand? See, cos 90 plus theta is equal to minus sin theta. तो जो minus 1 by 2 है, that is minus sin 30. If it is minus sin 30, then C will be 90 plus 30. That is 120 degrees. All of you got that? कुछ yes, no, कुछ तो बोल दो. So cosine rule has helped us here. Yes, Shreyesh, chalo. Others? Yeah, cool. Now coming to the next one. Here we have the next problem that talks about, okay, power reduction. Tan theta plus cot theta is 2. So do you know what? Cot is what? Cot is inverse of tan. So I can write that it as tan theta plus 1 upon tan theta is equal to 2, isn't it? Let me assume, let x is equal to tan theta. So I'll get x plus 1 by x is equal to 2, which means, what does it mean? X square, ये 2 है, x square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0, which is nothing but x minus 1 whole square is equal to 0, isn't it? What was x for us? Tan theta. So that means tan theta minus 1 whole square is 0. Or I can say tan theta is equal to 1. It's what? बस हो गया ना? What did I write here? ये 0 है ना? हाँ तो ये 0 तो है, ठीक है. So basically tan theta is equal to 1. So tan theta is 1, 1 by tan theta is also 1. दोनों 1 1 हो गए, तो 1 की पावर 100, 1 की पावर 100. The answer is 1 plus 1 only, that is 2. We got 2 as the answer. Option B. Is that clear? Shriyesh, there's a problem here. You can't do that always. I'll tell you why. It is happening because the ratios are tan and cot. Okay. This can, what if I write tan theta plus cot theta is not 2 but something else? तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा श्रेयश। ये तो बहुत ही मतलब चलो एक अच्छी बात है कि we know that x plus 1 by x is greater than equal to 2. We know that for when x is a positive real number, isn't it? But the problem with tan and cot is tan and cot can also be negative. Do you understand that? The possibility tan is negative to some value and it's got might be, यहाँ पे नहीं possible है, but ऐसा ऐसे बहुत से रेशियो आ सकते हैं जहाँ पे चीज ना काम करे. And that is the reason we need to solve it like that, like it. हाँ श्री मेनता इसलिए ऐसा हो गया, तब तो हो ही जाएगा, ठीक है. All of you got that? Yeah. This will happen only when tan theta and cos theta are equal, so the angle will be 45 degrees. क्या समझ नहीं आया अंकित? ये समझ में आ गया ना, ये वाला पार्ट जो लिखा है मैंने, जो श्रेयस बोल रहा है छोड़ दो, ये समझ में आ गया अंकित? एक्स माइनस वन होल स्क्वायर इज जीरो, बट तो मतलब एक्स की वैल्यू वन होगी ना, तो एक्स क्या था, tan थीटा था. अब वन की पावर कुछ भी करो वन ही होगी. tan थीटा की पावर 100. अरे तो एग्जैक्टली दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग, सो tan थीटा tan theta is 1. cot theta will also be 1. cot tan का उल्टा है, इनवर्स है. तो 1 और यहाँ पावर 100 दिया हुआ है, सो पावर 100 इज व्हाट, 1 टू द पावर 100 इज 1. 1 की पावर कुछ भी कर लो वो 1 ही होगा ना, राइट अंकित? सो 1 प्लस 1 इज 2. क्लियर? चलो नेक्स्ट. This question, okay. Regular hexagon is this T U V W X Y. All right. Towers are at U and X. So we have a tower at U, there we have a tower, and we have a tower over here, marking it for points. Elevation from T to U is 30 degrees to, okay, to X is 45 degrees. Ratio of heights of tower at U and X is what? So here again new thing happens. So I'll just draw the diagram. एक तो tx हो गया जैसे पहले क्वेश्चन में हुआ था, दूसरा एक ये tu तो है ही. See, so now listen to carefully. This is t, this is u, the top of the tower. It says t to u is 30. This guy is 30. All right, and t to x, t to x. मैं इसको u ले लेता हूँ, है ना, ठीक है, इसको u हटा दो. What are the bases? T to x, this guy is given as 45 degrees. You need to find the ratio of towers at U and X. So basically, if this height is, let's say, D1 and this is D2, you need to find D1 is to D2. Is that right? Is that clear, all of you? Arithro, yes, it is 1 by 2 root 3. Is that clear, everyone? First of all, tell me that you understand what has to be calculated. Yes. And then we start calculating. This is same as the question, the first question in which those three dimension, which we were not able to, I switched my camera on to make you understand. Okay. So first of all, the first thing that we need to know to calculate this is we need to know this, and then everything will be pretty simple. Okay. This one says it's a regular hexagon. So I can assume that this is the side is A. मान लेते हैं कि ये A है. ये अगर A है, ये भी A है, ये भी A है, ये क्या हो जाएगा, हमें ये फाइंड करना है. So tell me something, in a regular hexagon, what exactly happens? Every internal angle is equal to 120 degrees. So basically, this is 120 degrees. Is that right? And both of them are A each. I can use cosine rule to find the third side. Yes. So cos 120, if third side is, let's say, this is x, I'll get a square plus a square. All right. All of you got that? There are multiple ways to solve this. Minus x square upon 2a square is what we get. Cool. I can find the value here. Find the value of x. So what is cos 120? थोड़ी देर पहले हमने चेक किया था, cos 120 was equal to minus 1 by 2. Isn't it? Didn't we solve it? This is minus 1 by 2. If this is minus 1 by 2, then everything else falls in place. This is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 cross multiplying 2a square is equal to 2a square minus x square. Wow. So this becomes a square minus a. उधर जाके ये बन जाएगा plus 2. So basically what do I get now? Longest angle. Yes, Arithro. I'm just trying to calculate that only. क्या बन जाएगा ये? Minus a square. So x square is equal to 3a square. That is what we get, right? So x square is 3a square. Is that clear? So if this is a, this one is, so what is x? A root 3. So this one is a root 3. Rest everything is simple. Is that clear? अंकित, सम 360 कहाँ होता है? क्वाड्रिलेटरल में होता है। अंकित क्या हो गया, सब भूल गए यार तुम। क्या कर रहे हो? 180 टाइम्स n माइनस 2 होता है सम। अगर साइड n है तो यहाँ 6 पुट करो, क्या मिलेगा? 720 तो मिलेगा। ओके, वैसे ना क्यों होता है, बिल्कुल सही। ओके, ऑल ऑफ यू गॉट इट? तो अब मुझे d1 और d2 को a के फॉर्म में लिखना है। सो हियर वी हैव परपेंडिकुलर, हियर वी हैव बेस, आई कैन यूज tan. Tan 30 is d1 by a, right? Is that right? Tan 30 is d1 by a, which means a is equal to d1 by tan 30. हमें d1 by d2 निकालना है ना, ठीक है। So d1 is equal to a tan 30 and d2 is equal to a root 3 tan 45 degree. ये मैंने ठीक किया है, गलत किया है? d1 by a, d1 by, हाँ ठीक किया है, ठीक है। So that's all. So this upon this is what we need to find out. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3 upon root 3 times 1. This is the value of d1 by d2. So you got the कुछ गड़बड़ किया है मैंने यहाँ पे, कैलकुलेशन सही कर लो एक बार। The answer is 1 by 2 root 3. Okay? Is that cool? Is that clear? No, Adyankit, you must have got confused. All of you got it? ये देखो, ये मैंने ये गड़बड़ किया है, वो tan पे तो 1 ही होता है ना। So tan 30 upon tan 31 by root 3, और वो, हाँ। All of you got that? Yes, चलो नेक्स्ट वन। सिंपल है, ये तो बहुत सिंपल है। वर्टिकल स्टिक 20 सेंटीमीटर, कास्ट 10 सेंटीमीटर, शैडो टावर कास्ट 50 सेंटीमीटर शैडो, तो उसका 50 मीटर तो क्या हो जाएगा, वो डबल हो रहा है ना, 100 इज द आंसर। नो प्रॉब्लम अंकित, देयर आर टू क्वेश्चंस व्हिच यू कैन वॉच अगेन। हाँ श्रीयश, वो 2a होगा, वो मैंने वो कुछ कैलकुलेशन में गलत किया है। ठीक है ना, हाँ। ऑलराइट, दिस इज 100। आई डोंट थिंक दिस इवन नीड्स टू बी टोल्ड, एक्सप्लेन्ड। अच्छा, बचपन में कितने लोगों ने परछाई से घड़ी बनाई है, किया है किसी ने? It once happened that I was reading a book, I think of Sinbad maybe. So it was like, they used shadows to find the time. तो मैंने किया टाइम, मैंने गर्मियों के मौसम में बाहर निकल के, मेरा चंडीगढ़ में हम लोग थे, एंड वी हैड अ दिस थिंग किचन गार्डन, थोड़ा बहुत जगह थी पीछे, एक गार्डन टाइप का था। तो वहाँ मैंने क्या किया, एक ऐसे मैंने रखा, आई टेल यू व्हाट, सी दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। आई पुट अ पोल, एक स्टिक मैंने रखा, और मैंने उसका ना, और टाइमर लेके खड़ा रहता था, मैं हर एक घंटे पे ना शैडो को मार्क करते चला गया। By the way, it doesn't always happen because if it is rain or a lot of other things are there, but if it's a proper sunlight, so we can find it out. तो मैं ना टाइमर टाइम निकालता था कि इतने बजे, 12 बजे ये होगा। 12 बजे एकदम एग्जैक्टली पॉइंट उसी के ऊपर था। 1 बजे, 2 बजे, 3 बजे, 4 बजे, so that is how I used it to, that was really fun. So you tried it? Wow. I'm so happy there are some people who are like that. Others called me crazy that you a guy. I said, why it's crazy? This is the reason why humanity improved, evolved because of these kind of people only, right? So I'm not crazy. I think I'm a proper human. But then okay, बचपन में तो लोग bully करते ही हैं. बड़े होके उसमें बहुत लोग मेरे से पढ़ने लगे. मैंने अपने ही क्लासमेट्स को कैट और जीमेट के लिए तैयार किया हुआ है. Okay, so that was real fun. That was basically fun. It was not some kind of मेरे को ऐसा नहीं कि कोई मैं revenge लूंगा तेरे से. No, it was really real fun. But people realized afterwards that yeah, ये तो बहुत सही चीजें थी. And I always try, whenever I talk to kids, when I say kids, the people who are below 12 years of age, if somehow I get an interaction with them, I always tell them these stories so that they leave the mobile and reel, Instagram, all that, BS fluff away and do these real experiments because that will make them grow. That's very important. Anyways, so I would like to end session here itself. We already have crossed, but we've done a lot today. A lot of things. 45 minutes of pure theorems. Then a lot of theorems through the questions. We did a lot of questions. There are 10 questions more, which I'll be putting in the quiz, or maybe I will put it in the app through the PDF. You can just watch that out. Ravi, why are you not pursuing an MBA? Bro, I'm an artist. मैं writer हूँ, I'm practicing mathematician. I have written many books. I have developed mathematical theorems. I don't need to do an MBA. In fact, I don't want to do an MBA. But I will, because MBA prep involves mathematics. That's why I train people for MBA. That's it. So, yes, every day at 9. That's the best time for working professionals, for college students, for everyone. Cool. All right then. अंकित हाँ बस इतना ही करना ट्रिग्नोमेट्री में nothing else. Tomorrow there'll be coordinate geometry and that will be very important. Some great questions would be done by that. So okay, good night everyone. Study hard. What we are doing, you know what you are. I would say that out loud, and I have no shame, and it's not flexing. It's not kind of arrogance or narcissism. But I tell you what, whatever I have taught you, I'm pretty sure that I won't say nobody else will, but they might, but they're always scared. As a teacher, you get scared. But what if I teach more? What if the students run away? Because everything is commercialized. So I just want to create a fine balance between arts and commerce. Art will always stay first, commerce comes second for me. The people who are here, the people who will be doing the best because they are getting the best. All right, Tansha, I'll post it tomorrow. Okay then. Take care. Good night. Bye. And tell me at least, do you feel that or no? कुछ तो बोलो. तुम्हें फील होता है ये चीज? You are getting some great content. You just have to focus. है ना? ठीक है? चलो. रवि, जीनियस तो हर कोई होता है ऐसा. हर किसी को अपने बारे में पता नहीं होता. बस यही एक बात है. Everybody is genius. People do not know that what they are good at. Bye. Take care.